Hello, future editor Jenaya here. I'm just going to update on where we are because I did not do that in the vlog. We finished up at the Joan of Arc Museum in Rouen and we headed up onto the motorway to head to Lochnagar Crater, which you'll learn all about. We have pulled off to a petrol station on the side of the road to get some fuel and we're about to have some snacks. So here's pasture now. Eating some French baguette with some cream cheese while Dad gets fuel. Have to prepay for fuel here. A little bit scary when you're like, I don't want to pay too much and not use it. I'm not sure if that's how it works, but stopped at a rest stop. Lovely chip, egg and salad, supermarket salad sandwich. I've got cream cheese on mine too. Yummy, yummy. This is our view for the trucks and wheat fields. These are so good. These would be my favorite if we had them wherever I am. Oh, delicious. The perfect level of crispiness and great flavor. So we're at Lochnagar Crater now, surrounded in these fields of barley. Doesn't have spiky things on it though. On my official agricultural opinion.
Yeah.
On the morning of the 1st of July 1916, the first day of the Battle of the Somme, British soldiers prepared to leave their trenches and attack German positions in northern France. For days beforehand, artillery had bombarded the enemy lines, but many German defences were still intact. Near the village of La Bois, British engineers had spent months digging a deep tunnel beneath the German front line. At the end of it, they placed around 27 tons of explosives, hoping to destroy a key strong point before the attack began. At 7:28 a.m., just minutes before the infantry advanced, the mine was detonated. The explosion created the Lochnagar Crater, a massive hole around 100 metres wide and 30 metres deep. Earth and debris were thrown almost a kilometre into the sky, and the blast could be heard for miles, some say as far as London. For a brief moment, it stunned and disrupted the German defenders. Unfortunately, the advantage did not last long. As British troops moved forward, they were met with heavy machine gun fire from surrounding positions. The wider attack failed, and the first day of the Somme became the deadliest day in British military history, with around 57,000 casualties. Today, the Lochnagar Crater remains a memorial after an Englishman, Richard Dunning, bought the land in 1978 to save it from being filled in. It's a quiet but powerful reminder of the destruction and loss of that day. Yesterday was the anniversary of this going off. Oh my gosh. The camera just doesn't do it justice. This is like huge.
Germans counterattacked there with artillery as well. It was 3 days. So the guys came and attacked, and then artillery from both sides landed on these guys here, and they were all trying to hide in the crater. And it's only until a plane flew over and waved the flag that the British stopped dropping artillery on their own men.
So this man Harry didn't speak about his experience with the war until he was 100 years old. It wasn't worth it. No war is worth it. No war is worth the loss of a couple of lives, let alone thousands. It isn't worth it. The First World War, if you boil it down, what was it? Nothing but a family row. That's what caused it. It isn't worth it. When Google Maps is a bit questionable.
Yeah, really questionable. Like that. It's going up that road there.
Okay, let's not. Oh, there's a turnaround up there.
There should be a turnaround down here.
Okay. Going back the other way. Dad just said you can see why the trenches were filled in because it's all very good farmland. The Australian 1st Division They lost 23,000 casualties in 6 weeks, which is almost as many as 8 months at Gallipoli.
So during the war, this division lost 15,000 dead and more than 33,000 wounded.
Considering our population, that's a lot, especially back then. There's a bunker site just near that memorial. In there. Monument.
A few thousand Australians just dying on this little bit of ground. Wow, what is that?
It's a beautiful memorial park. Gardens of Peace, called it.
Coming through the trees and seeing this massive memorial with the arches and the wind going through the arches as a comparison to graves of known bodies and the remains of the trenches that are still there 100 years later was very, very moving. These battalions and regiments from small towns and valleys all around Britain and South Africa, where these men went into the hellhole that was the trenches and the dead man's land, and the churning was so bad they never found their body. There were cricketers, rugby players, musicians, authors, writers, journalists. All these people could not find a way home. It just linked, for me, this memorial to all those small memorials in all little towns and villages all around the Commonwealth, where family members could go and lay a wreath in memory of the people that never came back from war.
These are the old trenches. We're in the Newfoundland park and it is about to bucket down. So sorry if this film will have a plastic film over it. I've got a Ziploc bag to put my phone in. Strike that. We're going to sit in the car for a bit, see if Bum is going to pass over. Baguette, cream cheese, pesto. I feel like pesto is going to be the taste that will remind me of this trip. Red pesto? So far, at least.
Well, I got a green pesto bottle.
Yeah, it's in there. And we've got a little mixer stick from the ferry that I nicked along with some milk that was, it was complimentary. I didn't technically nick it.
We paid good money for that ferry.
Yeah, we paid good money for that ferry. And then waited extra hours because they needed to take a bus an hour beforehand.
90 minutes.
No, but like,
oh yeah,
the bus even more so. It's annoying. Just don't get the red pesto oil on my shirt. Bye. It's double strike that way. It's not actually raining anymore.
shouldn't go in the trees.
By the way, you're in a plastic bag, so might be a bit obstructed. Oh my gosh.
I think it's trying to get the feel of the mortars landing.
It's a gunfire. Slightly. It's very distant.
This way.
Look this way! It's dripping!
Slipping in the mud.
Don't fall!
Oh, it's
It's so cold!
so cold. Oh.
Oh! There's the monument. Let's go under the trees under the trees.
So when you get up
It's
there,
the Canadian.
I guess when you get up there, you can look down over the unchanged landscape.
Yeah. I'm going up the hill. Dad said if I get struck by lightning, he can resuscitate me, so he's staying down there. We'll see what happens. I'm going up this monument. Oh. Okay, quick. Do you see Dad? The trenches all through there. Wow. Okay. I'm on top of the... Let me fix this. I'm on top of the monument with the moose, Canadian moose, and I can see all the trenches from World War One. Dad's under the tree. Oh, I just got water all in my shoe. Oh well. Dad's under the tree there. Ooh, thunder. I'm gonna go down now. There's Dad under the tree.
Broken men.
Yeah. Would have been horrible. That's what it would have looked like back in the actual time that it happened. We've come back out. The rain stopped, but look at all the wreaths. Why did they zigzag?
So someone couldn't come in and then shoot all the way down. So you had to go around every single circle. Get the next guy.
How many kilometers of trench? Like, that's crazy. To clear all of that, all the little...
900 kilometres from the channel to Switzerland.
Just huge. This is a German trench. The German front line. Where that tree is, was the Allied front line. I was right. He was like, oh, I reckon they would have found the explosives before the tourists were let in. Nope, undetonated explosives in there. Wow. The Hawthorne Crater.
Nearly as big as Lochnagar. But it was blown at the same time to start the Battle of the Somme. Yeah.
Wow. That's what the crater looked like when it was being exploded. Yeah, it's the perfect angle where you can't really see what's happening next. Here we come, Belgium. How do you know it was Belgium?
Is that Somme?
Oh. And you're about to enter your third country for the week. Dun 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 dun. Done. Coming into Mons. Well, actually, we're in Mons. About to find our Airbnb. Big canal. Probably the windmills. Heading out of Mons up to Battle of Waterloo today, and then to Bastogne where the Battle of the Bulge happened. So we're off. It's going to be hot today, not a cloud in the sky, but hopefully it's cooler than in Rouen City, so that'll be good. It's a big ship lift.
Ship lift.
Put the boats up there and then they get lowered down by the counterweights under the canal down here. We took a wrong turn. 2 wrong turns actually. Very stressful, but fine now. We took this turn instead of that turn. But also...
But this street up here is like a two-way street, but cars all parked on the side, so, and all the morning traffic is heading down there, so we're dodging cars for 10 minutes.
Hopefully we get the right one now.
Off to Waterloo.
Before we actually arrive in Waterloo, I wanted to give you a breakdown of what was happening here in the Napoleonic period. The Battle of Waterloo was a major battle fought in 1815 in present-day Belgium. It is remembered as the final defeat of Napoleon and the moment that ended his rule over France. One of the key figures was Napoleon Bonaparte, a highly skilled and ambitious commander who had risen to power during the French Revolution. He had spent years building up an empire across Europe and was known for winning battles through clever tactics and speed. Opposing him were 2 key leaders. The first was the Duke of Wellington, a calm and disciplined British general. He was known for strong defensive tactics and his ability to keep his army organised under pressure. The second was Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher, an experienced and determined Prussian leader who was aggressive in battle and very committed to defeating Napoleon. Prussia was a historical state that spread from modern-day central Germany through Poland, Lithuania, and into Russia. It was one of the great superpowers of the 18th and 19th century. A smaller presence was William II, Prince of Orange, a young Dutch leader who fought alongside the Duke of Wellington. He commanded troops from the Netherlands and Belgium and was famously wounded in the battle, but recovered and went on to become the King of the Netherlands. Before we actually get into the battle, what happened before Waterloo? Napoleon had already been defeated and forced to give up power in 1814. He was sent into exile on the island of Elba. However, he escaped and returned to France in 1815, quickly rebuilding his army and regaining control in a period known as the 100 Days. At Waterloo, Napoleon planned to defeat Wellington's army before Blücher could arrive. However, things did not go to plan. Heavy rain made the ground muddy, slowing his troops and artillery. Wellington's forces held their defensive positions despite repeated attacks. Later in the day, Blücher's army arrived and reinforced Wellington. Together, they overwhelmed Napoleon's forces, leading to a decisive defeat. Waterloo is significant because it ended Napoleon's rule for good. After the battle, he was exiled permanently and never returned to power. The defeat also brought an end to years of war across Europe and led to a long period of relative stability. Today, Waterloo is often used to mean a final and decisive defeat. We are visiting the Waterloo battlefield, which has a museum, a large monument that has a panoramic painting from Louis de Moulin, painted in 1912 for the battle's 100th anniversary, and most notably the Lion's Mound, a 43-metre high artificial hill topped by a 28-ton cast-iron lion that marks the spot where the Prince of Orange was injured. I hope you enjoy.
Lion Mount.
So they took all the earth that basically could have had any blood on it from the Battle of Waterloo and put it all in one little hill. It's cold for the first time on our trip. Putting on a jumper. There's the hill. It's bit windy and it's still early. It's only like 9:30 in the morning. So maybe it's because we're further north. That'd be great. It's just rained yesterday. Yes, look at these willows. I love the willows. Okay, let's go. Napoleon himself. There's a laser tag or something that you can go to, but we don't want to do that. There's a bunch of kids laughing and screaming.
So these were the rifles, and it was the first attempt at camouflage uniform.
Compared to the bright red or bright blue.
Targeting.
Yes.
And the famous books by Bernard Cornwell of Richard Sharp were based from this battalion.
Cool.
Can you get a picture of it?
It's a full-on sword at the end of those
Oh, there's the
musket balls.
eyes of those things.
Oh, imagine that hitting something near you or you yourself.
There he goes. Just fine.
Kick back.
To defend that one spot. This is a company or platoon, and it's about 15 metres wide. And so, if cavalry were attacking, when they were just marching along, cavalry would cut them to pieces. So they formed a square, and as they got less and less men, the injured came into the middle, and the square got closer and closer together. But they had their their bayonets attached, and they planted them, and then they basically is a defensive thing. But then artillery, if you formed into a square, then artillery could attack. So it's a to and fro between. So then battalion lines, they had the first company and the rifles on either end. This was your prime top soldiers in the first company, and then they formed it like that. And then in their column, and this is what the French attacked in, they defended in columns. So, they attacked in columns. So you can imagine these guys here attacking here. All these guys could attack, but at the front here, they're all close together. They're not that far apart. They're all close together. So only these guys could attack, and they have to reload while they're walking. So that many guns attacking that many, it's just a question of who could fire the quickest.
Right.
And the English could fire quicker than the French.
And there's more of them.
And there's more of them. So, and they were in a defensive position on top of the ridge, so they were coming up the ridge, and they were tied by the top, and then they just kept killing them.
There's a Lego exhibition at the museum right now, so they've changed the figures for Lego pieces. But look at the uniforms, aren't they so ostentatious? This was the artillery. Big cannons. They put their guns with their bayonets together to form a tripod over a fire.
There's a French standard flag over there, but here's the regimental flag of the 1st Battalion of 9th Coalberg Infantry Regiment flag. So every regiment had a flag, and they were defended by the colour party, and the regimental sergeant major and the colour party were the hugest soldiers in your regiment. And when they went into battle, that was the thing that everyone sort of flocked to, and they could sort of almost a messaging thing that the generals could find out where the regiments were by the flag. Every flag was unique. But when a regiment was being under attack, they fell back and back and back to defend the flag. So when the flag fell or was captured, you knew that basically everyone was either out of action, or it took a huge amount of bravery to capture a flag from a regiment.
And that's where capture the flag comes from. It's the first use of a reconnaissance balloon. Dad's getting a lot of souvenir coins. Not currency ones, but cool souvenir ones. Up to the hill we go. Oh, recreation picture. Or maybe it's just edited. Well, so this is what it would have looked like when people came to visit it, like in the 1900s. Wow. 1902. 1912, sorry. And up we go. What a view. Big lion.
So just down that road there is where the English had their right flank was anchored in Hougoumont.
I might need to put subtitles on it for the wind, but we'll see.
And I think the left flank, where the Prussians were coming from, was over in the trees over the other side.
Right. Belgian fries, samurai sauce. Thoughts?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. It was just from a little like van, so it was fine.
Yeah.
I ordered a pizza from this place, and then I was worried about bringing this in because it's from a different place, but she was like, she grabbed it and she was like, you want to come back and sit at the back? And so now we're in this little outside area. I have my veggie pizza. I said that he would share because I felt weird having this big pizza to myself, but he can't eat it, so he's just eating the veggies off. It's a lovely little town. That one is where we had the pizza. There's the hill over there.
Lion Mount.
The Lion Mount. And there it is. There it is. The next place we're heading to is a place called Bastogne, where a famous battle from World War II happened called the Battle of the Bulge. The Battle of the Bulge was Germany's last major offensive on the Western Front during World War II. It took place in the Ardennes region of Belgium and Luxembourg in the winter of 1944 to 45. By late 1944, Germany was losing the war. Allied forces had successfully landed in France on D-Day and were pushing towards Germany. In response, Adolf Hitler planned a surprise attack through the Ardennes, a forested area that the Allies thought was unlikely to be attacked. His goal was to split the Allied armies and capture the important port of Antwerp and force a negotiated peace. But what actually happened? Well, in December 1944, German forces launched a sudden attack, catching the Allies off guard. The offensive created a bulge in the Allied lines, which is how the battle got its name. Fierce fighting took place in freezing conditions, with snow, poor visibility, and limited supplies, making it extremely difficult for soldiers on both sides. One of the most important locations was Bastogne, a key crossroads town. American forces held out there despite being surrounded, slowing the German advance until reinforcement arrived and pushed the Germans back. We're also visiting Bois, or Jacques Wood, which is a forested area just outside Bastogne where American soldiers, including units from the 101st Airborne Division, dug foxholes to defend their positions during the battle. These foxholes are still visible today. The area became famous for the harsh conditions that soldiers endured, freezing weather, constant shelling, and limited supplies, while holding the line against the German attacks. The Battle of the Bulge was significant because it was Germany's final attempt to turn the war around in the West, and it failed. Although the fighting was intense and costly, the Allies eventually pushed the Germans back. After this defeat, Germany no longer had the strength to launch major offensives, and the war in Europe moved closer and closer to its end in 1945. We are at the Bastogne War Museum, and we're about to start our tour. What happened at the Battle of the Bulge?
German counter-offensive. The last hurrah for the German army to try and get back to a port on the Atlantic. They're trying to get back to Antwerp, and it was in the middle of winter, just before Christmas in December 1944, and the Americans were sent in to defend. They probably sent the toughest division, 101st Airborne, and they were famous for digging in and being surrounded by Germans and surviving. And it really made their reputation. Then the Allies, the Germans ran out of fuel, the bridges were blown up. They basically had to surrender, lost 1,000 tanks, and the Allies then came and pushed them back again. And it was over the middle of the winter.
Bastogne was surrounded. And they stayed out. The battered bastards of Bastogne, they said they were called. Battle of the Bulge. They used the shells and rubble to make things for people. What a cool place to watch a museum film. Just saying, Dad, it looks fake. Like after these trees, it looks like it's a painting. So maybe I'll try and paint it.
It's a classic green foreground.
Yeah.
just put a couple of cows in there.
Yeah. Okay, let me take a picture of it. Then you have the memorial monument for the American troops that were out here. Foxholes. The American soldiers. They dug in 80 years ago.
The Easy Company, the same place that the Band of Brothers program shows.
Wow. There wouldn't really really get that much cover. It's a bit of cover, but not that much. Do you think they would have been deeper?
Yeah,
How much deeper?
shoulder height. Like
Oh wow. Okay.
at least 1 metre.
Wow. Okay. Take a picture. Wow. That one's.
So we would have had to come up here, up this road, and this would have all been ambushing.
We were just talking about how they don't really advertise the German graves of all these war places. Like they had a lot of deaths, and yes, I completely understand not glorifying the graves of generals who, you know, committed war crimes and all these different things, but a lot of these guys, especially if they were just at battles, just a soldier, they were just brainwashed into the, you know, fighting for their country. And honestly, all the war crimes that the Allies committed are like brushed under the rug because they won. You know, the winners win the history, write the history.
Gladstone, German, World War I cemetery, 25,600 burials. Langemark, German war cemetery, this is in Belgium, 44,000 burials. Menin, German war cemetery, 47,800. And Hooglade, 8,200. And Lommel, German war cemetery from World War II is 38,000.
So they do have graves.
Yeah.
They just don't advertise them anyway. People don't go to visit them because they're German. I don't know. I was just telling Dad, I think that anyone involved in a concentration camp, like, I can't justify that up to brainwashing. Like, you should see that as human beings and go, they did something wrong.
Yeah, but they also said, just in this battle here, the Battle of the Bulge, there was a huge number of civilians shot.
Yeah.
In reprisals.
Yeah. By the way, we're in Bois, what is it?
Jacques Wood.
Oh, Jacques Wood.
Bois Jacques.
Bois Jacques Wood, which has the foxholes in. Yeah. It's got a really cool view. There's foxholes over here. I think
Everywhere
you've seen them before, but
there's a foxhole just over
over
there.
there. But what a view.
The green moss. So you can get close up. Where the people don't walk, there's this just mat of green moss.
Yeah, we're just sitting. That's where people walk. Beautiful park. We're about to head into our Airbnb, which is north of here. Sorry I cut you off. And have a relaxing afternoon, is what you said.
No, you can cut me off anytime.
I don't want to cut you off though, because you always say fun stuff after I cut it off.
You're going to edit me anyway.
Yeah. I was going to say I'm going to edit all the different times where it just pans to him and he's just standing looking at something in the corner.
Thinking, what is my father thinking about right now?
I often ask him, what are you thinking about? Does that annoy you?
No.
Anyway.
Your mother asks me that all the time.
In a worried way. See you later. I made this little cross with some tree sap and grass. There's a memorial up there. You can see, but I'm just going to pop it here. For reference, this is where we are. You should look it up and come here. It was really good. Try to warm their feet up. I've been on many a hike where your feet just look like little prunes, let alone in a trench in minus, did they say minus 20? Very cold. Just as a side note, if you are visiting after 7 p.m. when the sun's still up until like 11 at this time of year, and you can't get into the one that's fenced up over there, just come down a little bit and there's a bunch of foxholes around this forest that's just down a bit. See, this is the free bit. And there's a bunch of really prominent foxholes. Boom, boom, boom. Just down from the fenced area there. So, just as a side note, if you miss it, you can come down to this one for free. Or, if you don't feel like going to another World War II museum, you can just come here for free and not pay for the entry. It was 20 euros for a teacher, 19 for a student. Head to our Airbnb. That's cool.
It's through the forest.
Literally country roads. Hay fields.
Okay, that's built. Maybe the house was there before the road.
Yeah, I reckon. Be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. Those signs. Wow. Chateau, that's this one.
Yeah. The one that we might go and walk around the town. Do we not go? Oh, we did go around the right way. Look at that. Wow. People just live there. Like, there's a cubby house and a swing set.
In a house that's hundreds of years old. And they're complaining about the plumbing and the heating and
And the end of the village. We just got in and we're staying in a stone French house in a cottage, and you can hear the village bells going. I had the video just before of the bells, but staying in the little cottage. What do you think?
I think it'd be great to do a dendrochronology test on how old that beam of wood is above the wall.
Yeah, all these ones. And then it's got like this. Look at these windows. So the window goes like that, and then you can open it all the way. Don't have little children in here.
Yeah.
But then there's a lovely little spider web. And then there's the garden. So nice. We're going to go for a walk in a bit.
The sun warming us up.
Yeah. This is the walkway down. 8 p.m. in the French countryside. Old church. There's a big farm. Just lounge against it. Just lounge against it. Actually against it. There we go. Now look natural. Okay. Natural. Okay.
This is so natural.
Look, it's a beautiful... Trying to take pictures with Dad.
Look over the view.